Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of my podcast that I do for MC5 every week. This week we're going to have Radu. Some of you guys might know him. He is the community manager of MC5. Really busy guy. Helps kind of talk to you guys about issues you might have with the game, or just he's a guy who sets up the scrims, and whenever you see update videos, that's the guy right there that's in charge of all that. So a big welcome for him, and he's the guy who made sure that this was even possible. I worked with him for a while, even like kind of the concept of this, and doing all the programming and stuff. So big shout out to him. For him this wouldn't be possible, and you guys really wouldn't have a way to talk to the developers. It's all him. So today we're going to be talking about Streets as a map. We're going to show you guys some of the spawn points, going to show you guys some good strategies, and we're going to get into a little bit of gameplay, probably a little more gameplay today than we normally do, so that's going to be fun. Right into About Streets. Streets is a map that's been around since the beginning of the game. Arguably the most popular map in MC5. And it's one of those smaller maps, but it just has so many nooks and crannies that really all players can, really like all kinds of players can kind of take advantage of what goes on in that map. Yeah. I'm going to start with showing a little clip. And this is just a VIP match. I just wanted to show you guys some of the parts of Streets. I spawned on the red side. My friend General, he's on the blue side. He helped me out with this video. So this entrance right here is, there's 3 entrances on the red side. There's the one on the right, the one on the left on the above part, and below. I traditionally take this way whenever I go, there he is, whenever I go play people. If you look at that little can right there, that's a good place for like snipers to kind of take advantage of in the beginning of enemies running straight through this main area. So this is the main area, that's the red side. This is the top part of the main area. Yeah. I'm just trying to give you guys a little, I'm sorry, what?
Sorry, Dulzi. Can we pause the video a bit just to
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Let me try to.
Because for these areas, yeah, you also showed a good spot to snipe there between the boxes and so on. So I think just to give the viewers a few seconds to watch this. By the way, I didn't get a chance to say hi myself, but thank you for that amazing introduction. I'm not sure I deserve it, but I totally appreciate it. So. Getting back to your recording, do you wanna take it from the top, or you wanna, like, when you wanna tell us of a certain place, maybe pause the video for a second?
Yeah,
is that possible?
I'm trying to pause it, if it's even possible to pause it.
Maybe not.
I don't think it is right now.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, so I guess maybe we can show this again. Let's take the video from the top and just go again through, because there's been quite a lot of footage
Sure.
you've been shown on, and I've been talking on top of it. So yeah, let's take it from the top, guys. So starting on the red side, right?
Yeah.
The clip side.
So, sorry, I'm trying to. So this is the red side, and this is probably the side that people kind of prefer on this map. I would say, much easier to camp on, and much easier to. It only has 3 entrances. That's really the reason why people tend to utilize that part of the map more, tend to stay there more. I'm running through the main. And again, I'm going to show you guys like on an overview map of exactly more strategy. I'm kind of just trying to give people a quick look at the map with this video. That's really the point of this particular video. Not really much gameplay here. This is the rear part of the map. A good part for snipers to kind of camp in, because there aren't that many angles for people to come and attack them from. Yeah, as you see, I'm just kind of showing that you can stay back here and pick people off from the angle I'm at on the blue side, where it's the opposing team spawn.
Yeah, basically you can get them right when they spawn, except when they spawn a bit to the right. So, this in general is a very good approach, I think, for any corners that you take. Since you are quite far away from the corner, it means that for someone to see you, they need to get very close to get the same angle as you. So it's definitely a good find there.
Yeah, I think that the difference between Streets and a lot of the maps that we see in MC5 are that Streets has a lot more like kind of nooks and crannies and sharp turns, so it's really easy to kind of get cover if you know your way around the map. I mean, you see like that wooden plank right there, you know, crates everywhere. It's very easy for people to get, and it's going to loop again, people to get behind and take cover if they need to. That's why it's a very particular favorable map for recon users to use, because they can see their enemies around the corner and get that quick kill. So,
do you think it's viable in any way to like completely sort of avoid the ground level and just go around the top all the way to the spawn of red? So basically where you are now, but coming from the other base, so as to avoid, for example, because you were showing us a very good sniping spot, and you were also later on a bit you showed kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
There are a few spawn spots on the right of that fountain that are definitely not visible from that angle. So if you're there, or if you manage to get to the other side and take the stairway, then you can just go all around the map just the same way as you showed. So I was wondering if that ever works, because usually just take the backhand area here, right where you shot, basically.
Absolutely, I think that's a really good. I've not really seen that a lot, but that's actually a really good thought. Because if you do go around the rail, like you'll see in a few seconds me doing, you can actually pick off red people on the red side coming in to try to, you know, snipe you down, or, you know, scope down. You get a good view of people from that side walking into the main building, which is where I'm in currently right now. And I think on the next clip I'm going to show in just a second, it kind of shows me running around the rail and utilizing that rail so that I can get to other sides of the map without really being spotted. And I believe that's in a free-for-all setting. Yeah, like here.
Yeah, exactly this bridge, by the way, I just wanted to say, I noticed some cool videos of some sappers using these two bridges. So the one that links the red side to the main building, and the one that links the blue side to the main building, and just attaching the shotgun turrets, because those go up on the roof. So that way, those are actually at a level where they can shoot both top and bottom.
Yeah.
There. So it's very good to reveal enemies as well, and you can just sit up in a corner, like kind of like where you are now.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. When I was recording for this video, I had people placing those things everywhere. I kept on dying because I mean, you can place them under the bridge, you can place them underneath, like any part that, I mean, really any part of the map. I mean, you sometimes can't even see them until it's too late. Shotgun turrets definitely have their use, especially this is a free-for-all match. I mean, I believe the guy who got second place in this match just used shotgun turrets. It was oh
well, yeah, we can see there in the feed that he got
yeah, he's getting that guy I believe got second place during the match. I didn't show the entire match, but shotgun turrets definitely have their use. I was trying to see if I had this in this footage. I pretty much I believe I run around, and from running around this rail, I actually make it to the red side. I run in the main, right across the main to the red side. I'm trying to avoid people from the main.
Yeah, this is also what I wanted to ask you. Basically, I noticed you move quite a lot. You're a sniper, but you move quite a lot, and you choose your spots. Like maybe tell us what are the best places to stop and what places to rush, or let's say which are the most vulnerable parts.
Sure. So this part in particular where I'm at is a great spot for someone to stop at. There are really only two ways someone can kill you if you utilize that crate right there to my left. Only two spots you have to watch out for. It's great for a sniper. I think going inside the main building is not really a great idea for someone who snipes, just because it's a close quartered type area like where I was at. Yeah, it's close quarter type area, and snipers really do better from a distance. As you see, though, I'm a little bit more of a I play a little bit more carelessly. I'm not as cautious as I should be probably sniping, but what's it called? It's better for snipers to keep a distance whenever they're shooting.
Yeah, but since in this game you have respawn and you have the depth camera, so
you do something that kind of negates. Well, not really negates it, but really, like, if you look at this next kill, Rye, who, by the way, made it really hard for me to record because he was playing, practicing with his KOG. He has quick spawn, and you don't see this, but he has that quick spawn core to where, like, as you see, he's able to. He actually is utilizing the kill cam here, and I'm dead. So it's useful, especially if you have a core like he has with a quick spawn. In general.
Yeah, I was thinking that's also really strong team-wise. I mean, it's like I haven't seen, and I mean, hopefully now with the support buff, we'll see more people going support, because I think that the instant respawn at that place instead of a different respawn is very powerful once you get a good position. But then you're not siphoning your strength for that place.
Absolutely, and with support being as good as it is right now, and I will say it's quite good. Using that will pretty much, if someone tries to camp, and really in any map, that instant respawn with support can pretty much get rid of kind of crush camping strategies fairly easily if a team isn't careful enough or fast enough to respond to a team using that. I remember I used to use that a couple of years ago in ESL. I would have support and tell everyone to have that instant respawn core, and let's just go. Like, you know, we're going to keep on moving. Everyone in the team can move together and instantly respawn and destroy camping teams, or really any team. It's very useful. But here I have a picture of the streets map that Radu sent me, and it pretty much has every spawn. It does have every spawn for the streets map.
Yeah, just a quick note, this is mostly for free-for-all, but they do, I mean, most of them are also for free-for-all. It's just a matter of distance. I mean, you're going to be more likely to spawn further away from your enemies, depending on how many enemies and how many friendlies are around you. So, just to make this mention.
Yeah. I want to say aren't there more spawns in the blue area? This is the blue area right here.
Yeah. No, I just meant it's just there are more spawns, but some of them are a bit closer. So I just wanted to represent basically around the area. So basically, the areas you have about 4, I think, actually, because there's one literally in that little nook in the corner. I think you probably know that one for sure.
Is this this one? Oh yes, absolutely. It's great. It's great for me whenever I'm on this side up here and people keep on spawning right here. I like it. I like it when they do that, when they spawn right there, and I'm in the corner right up here. Up above the stairs is a great place for people to for snipers to snipe on. I think I showed a little bit on the video. There's a stack of 2 crates over in that area, and it's great cover to kind of peek and kill coming from there.
Just give me a second. I think everyone on Facebook isn't seeing us anymore. I think the stream, sorry guys, the stream I think has crashed, so I'll just quickly send everyone here, I guess.
Do we need to go on break?
Just for a second.
Sure. Alright guys, we're back. Sorry about that.
Hey guys, yeah, nice to see you. So for all of those joining us from other places and so on, this is Radu, Community Manager, joining on Dulzi's special podcast, the weekly podcast. Today's topic, we're tackling streets, one of the favorite maps, and for the first maps. And we're now on spawns. So basically, these are the places where you'll most likely show up when you die or when you join the game. And we're going to talk about some of the routes that you can take, I guess, or whatever else has for us. Maybe some footage of that.
Okay, so I'm gonna probably quickly recap the areas just so you guys are familiar with the areas when I refer to them. The area, this complete square where this pin is at, would be referred to as the blue side to a lot of people, because whenever you join a blue side, this is where you are. Red side is going to be this area on the other side of the map completely. So just so you guys know what I mean, the rear area is going to be right here towards the bottom of the map, and I kind of referred to it a lot during the video. The main area is going to be this building where this red dot is in the middle. The market is going to be right here, right outside of the main of the top. And at the very tip top is going to be the rail, the rail which we brushed on being a good way to move around in the map without really being caught. Okay, we talked a little. I brushed a little bit about strategy a second ago, but I kind of want to get more in depth here. So we're going to start off with the red side. The red side is arguably the better side to guard in this map. It only has 3 entrances, if you can see. There's one right here, there's one up these stairs right here, and there's one right here underneath the stairs. So some teams will camp in that particular area because they have 3 entrances, and there's 5 or 6 players that are playing in a match. So it's very possible to camp here if you have a skilled enough team with a very fast response. So, but what I'll typically do, I don't really camp, is I will take this entrance right here towards the bottom underneath the stairs, and I will hover around here towards the main area, and I will try to pick off any enemies running straight forward that peek or run forward, and I run into the main building and make my way over here, or I make my way up the stairs on top of the bridge, and I pick off enemies that are located around this area right here. And that's pretty much what I do when I use this map. I think it's a good strategy because most people who spawn from this particular side tend to kind of stay right here because there's a crate right here that allows them to kind of peek and see enemies approaching from this particular side. So I just like that particular angle. Another way to come from the red side is going to be coming from this right entrance where the red dot is in front of, and going towards this back way, and kind of staying right here and using this corner as a good cover for you to pick off some enemies who decide to stay right here and scope you down. Also a really good cover because there's only 2 ways they can come from to even hit you at, but it's a little too popular, so that's why I always go approach from the main area. And the last way to leave out a red is going to be from the top using the stairs. You can either go straight through the main and then straight into the enemy area, or you can use the railing and try to pick off enemies that are in the marketplace.
But is it really? I mean, is it wise to use the what's it called? Let's say that small bridge to get to the main building? Because I don't know. Personally, I get killed most of the time when I try to go through there. Because I mean, to go through basically from the first floor inside the building, I would rather just circle around and go from the back entrance or the side entrance.
Well, the thing about streets is the blue side is really close to the main entrance, so like they are going to get to that main building faster, and there is a really good chance they can come up and kill you. You're taking really a chance. I think maybe utilizing something like Evil Eye with the sniper in the beginning of the match to kind of see what direction the enemies are going towards is really gonna should really play a big part on which way you head if you're on either spawn. But I can see your point where going straight across isn't really great because they do have access right here to to that main area a lot quicker than someone on the red side would. To at least to the main building. And I keep on referring to the main building, guys, because that's pretty much where, if you guys play this game enough, that's pretty much where the action is. And you also see a bunch of spawns inside that building. So I mean, at some point there's going to be a lot going on inside of this middle building. So yeah. And that's really pretty much all I have for the red side. As for the blue side, it's a lot more open. You can see there aren't really many. There's this main fountain to take cover under or behind, but really otherwise, other than the pillars around the fountain, you're pretty wide open too. And there are really three ways to four ways to go out of this. You can take the stairs and you can go around the railing, and if you have to move fast, like immediately, and you can try to pick off red players if you stay right here. And if I'm talking from a sniper's perspective, because I snipe primarily, you can pick off enemies approaching from this entire area from the red side. So that's where that railing on the outside is really utilized. And you could take the main approach, because again, people from the blue side are much closer to this in a way. Like they just run around the corner, and they could stay here and try to take this entire building. I wouldn't recommend it, because there's too many entrances. It's really hard to guard, and you're gonna definitely sacrifice a lot to just keep it once you get it. It's not like the red or blue side. Once you have it, you can kind of hold your ground. It's pretty impossible because of all the entrances surrounding it. But something that is good about the blue side is going to be that you can get a view of this building from here, kind of like the red side has, and you can pick off people as they walk around this building if they're not careful. There's also the back entrance, just like the red side. The people from blue side pretty much have the same amount of distance as the red side to get to the back section. So it's just pretty much a race for whoever wants this area, if they keep it, to get into the middle side. And then there's also going up the stairs. You can go up the stairs and go around, go into straight from the bridge. Because I feel like whenever you play Streets, it's a matter of who gets here first and who can take out people coming in from these two entrances. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I was also wondering, what do you think are some pretty, because quite a lot of the viewers play, or some of them at least enjoy squad battles, or could even think about playing with a friend or something like that. So I was thinking, I also noticed in ESL competitions that generally there will be snipers with an eagle eye and maybe what's it called, a heavy with something like a slack or something like that. And so basically the sniper would just use the eagle eye to reveal the guys, and they would make sure that they don't get dropped on by using explosives right on the top floor, bottom. So on the same idea, I was thinking if I don't know, maybe another combo that's pretty cool is, or maybe it's too much vision, to have a recon run around the map and then have this and reveal people and have the sniper take those out.
Well, the scenario that you're talking about would probably be more useful in SB or like an organized scrim. Definitely not a ranked match, of course, because of communication. Recon is good, but it's not quite as good as it used to be. And because of the use of Impedum from other classes, Recon isn't really that. I mean, it's a good class, it's viable, but most of the time, whenever you are running around the map, if you're like an assault player and you have impediment, you're going to know whenever there's an enemy around you. So reconnaissance is great, but impediment kind of helps cover that in a way. Streets is a very close quarter map, so it would make sense for people who play recon to lean towards this map, and if they use the corners correctly, they should be able to pick people off easily. But again, I think impedum, which is the core that allows you to move faster whenever enemies are in a certain distance from you, it activates. I think it really kind of helps remove, well, it doesn't help remove it. It really kind of helps an opposing team against a recon player. But I've been playing I play boosted event, and people like using recon in free for all because you can't see a recon using infiltrator in a free for all match. But in terms of like a team battle setting, you've got to have a really skilled recon player that's pretty accurate. You really just want that headshot because SMG damage is so low. So yeah.
Just letting some people know, guys. Another thing on these podcasts, and usually on my streams as well. I would totally understand that some players have issues, or you're upset about some things, and don't think that we're not reading these. But the general aim of this podcast is to be educational and fun, and of interest to all players. So we'll take note of those, but we'll deal with those off stream, just so you know. Hey, Thug Life Maker, seems you have another sniper friend joining.
I'm trying to see. I'm reading the comments right now. I haven't really taken a chance to look at it. Here, let's see. Today's class will be how to camp. I see a comment about camping in streets from Jack. It's kind of a class on how to camp in streets, but not really, because you can't really camp in streets. It's too close quartered for you to really do that. You can camp for a certain amount of time, but then at some point you're going to get taken down if your team pushes hard enough, your defenses will come down, and that's when you need to be ready. It can help you get the edge in the beginning of the match, and that's why I talk about it. But I don't think it's a really way, especially nowadays, for people to have an entire match of just camping. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, even from the clips that you've shown, what I noticed is that, as I said, you rush to certain places, you check you stop at a place where it's you either have a good vantage point or where you have plenty of cover, and then you move on, because this is, as I said, I think this is one of the most important aspects of the game, because you have the camera, the death camera, right after you die. There's really no point in camping for longer than a kill or maybe two, depending on how many people are around the death point, because then they'll just run at you and throw grenades and blow you up right away. It's definitely not viable,
right?
As a general tactic. It's something that it's a matter of pacing, I think. So basically, it's, in some moments you're rushing for a place, in some moments you're waiting for an opportunity. That's the way I see it.
Oh no, absolutely. Especially like in a free-for-all match, you're not gonna camp. It's impossible. Especially, I think we saw in the video where Rye, I killed Rye, but then I was dumb enough to stay in the same area, and he had a quick spawn, instant spawn, so immediately Revenge killed me. He knew exactly where I was. So, yeah. So yeah, I don't think this is more about camping. This is more about starting out the match and keeping just you. I think that the way a match starts in general really can help give the team an advantage so that they can kind of stay ahead, even when it does get kind of hairy, especially like when you stay in the middle main building where the red dot is right now. I'm just trying to give people that little edge when they first start. Yeah. That's okay. Someone made a good point in the comments. If you do stay in this main area, you can throw grenades up there for sure. If you're in the market area, you can throw grenades up here, and it will it'll kill enemies that are in the building. Actually, even in the bottom floors, it can still hit some of them. And from across the map, I've even thrown grenades across the map over here on this rail on top of the main building, and it has destroyed some enemies, which is great.
Yeah, I think definitely just like this. Well, that's maybe not such a popular thing to say, but you were quite a good Dread-Eye player as well. So just like with the ricochet mechanic, there is also present in grenades. So definitely, guys, I think it's very important on each map to experiment with certain angles and edges and see how far your bullets or grenades can get to. And so you're gonna definitely find some cool spots.
And this is a great map because it has so many corners in it. So Dread-Eye, there's a lot you could talk about in terms of streets, but just because there are so many corners that you can ricochet off of and pick off enemies as well. And ricochet kills in the main building are easy to accomplish from any angle. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what kind of questions you guys have concerning.
Yeah, well, I see quite a few haters, or they're making fun, and they have their own agenda about the classic Marauder and so on. But guys, we're here to learn something and about the game, and learn something about what you guys think about this map. If you're just focusing on the negatives, we're not gonna get somewhere, but we're gonna go forward for sure.
They're definitely I definitely see a lot of comments regarding the same stuff I see in every single video. The point of this was just more to kind of introduce, really to help some players who are learning how to play, and maybe some of the older players may not have thought about some of these strategies. It also gives you a viewpoint of all the spawn points, which I don't think you guys have had access to in the past. Yeah, it's not really meant to reteach people or anything like that. It's more to kind of open your eyes to different possibilities with a map that has been around forever. You know, from my perspective and from Radu's perspective. And if you guys have another perspective, feel free to mention it in the chat. So yeah, what I'm thinking is we could go to scrims.
Sure, but one thing just before because I'm just curious what you guys think, because this has also been quite baffling, you know, when we're getting a lot of requests for new maps, and people mention certain terrains that they want, and they also mentioned streets. I think more maps like streets. So I'm curious, what do you think makes streets such a great map and so unique, and what do you guys like about it, and what would you guys like to see kept in future maps? Like what's a cool twist or feature of the map that you guys think would be nice to have in a future map?
Yeah, I find that interesting that people say that, because Streets is definitely the smallest map. I believe it seems like the smallest, the closest quarter map in the game, and it's a personal favorite of mine. I go between this map and I go between Vantage, so I like it personally because it's really fast paced, and I'm more of a fast paced gamer, and I guess it's just been around forever. I used to be a recon player back in the day, and I really loved this map back when I was in recon, just because of the corners. Yeah, it's a pretty good map. But yeah, talk about what you'd like to see in the future, like you said, and post in the comments. We're reading the comments. Yeah.
It's not great, just noobs. Well, I don't know. Would you guys like to see it removed and replaced with something totally different? We'll see. Okay. While you guys think about it, or well, since you guys are talking about hackers and all that stuff, let's play a match on this map. There should be no hackers, since it's gonna be between of us, and let's see how it goes. Let's see your take on the map.
Okay. Let's go to break for like 1 minute, and
sure. To set everything up.
Yeah, and I'll set everything up for the map, and I'll tell you guys the password. I'll post it in the comments. So, all right. See you guys in just a few minutes. Alright guys, we are back with some scrims. I have Radu on voice chat right now. So
yeah, can you guys hear me? Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully they can hear you just fine. I can hear you perfectly, so great. Yeah, I will create some on streets. Actually, let's talk about a couple of new things that I've noticed in the game. If you look at I'll move my camera for a second. If you look at the top part of the game, you see something called a class trial. This is something that they talked about in the last update, where you can essentially rent a class. Is that pretty much it?
Kinda. Yeah, well, it's actually, let's say, I would say it's, I mean, is it okay if I talk about it? Since,
yeah, sure.
Cool. So basically, aside from the basic classes, which are the ones that everybody's saying, well, give us the old MC5 back, so like assault, heavy, recon, and sniper. So aside from these ones, which are the basic ones, the so-called premium ones or the additional ones, so Sapper, Morph, Commander, and the beloved Marauder. These are all aren't unlockable through levels. You need to use some credits to get them. So we're just giving everybody the opportunity to try them at least once, 1 day a week. With everything, you can try all the weapons and secondaries and skills and so on for the class. You have it available unlocked for 1 day, and you can use it just as if you had it for that day. Once the day is over, you no longer have it. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I think it's a great opportunity to try both weapons and the class in general. Because just as with the Marauder, I find it kind of funny, guys, that the Marauder now, I would say more or less is just as strong as when it was released, but you guys were calling it garbage or bad, or I'm strictly trying to use the same terms that you were so as to not sound like an interpretation, but this is what I mean. This is an opportunity. If you are not familiar with the class or you've only faced it in battle, just give it a try for yourself and see how it feels.
Yeah, I definitely see a lot of comments about Marauder. It is really good right now, but I believe I remember when it first came out, it was considered not great. People did talk badly about it. Now it got a buff, and yeah. So.
And I think this is also something that maybe maybe we should hold on. If you guys have an opinion on this, and you can give me an opinion on this as well. I know that again, some people claim that when we introduce a class, it's really powerful, and then everybody buys it, and then it's nerfed. But I think, like just as with the Marauder, I think some classes or some things are easier to figure out their strength. Though I think this class is one of the most straightforward classes of all. So I think maybe we should wait more with nerfs when we release something. I'm not saying that we're not going to look into the Marauder even more, but just saying that in the future, guys, I think well, it's kind of understandable that you need to be a bit more familiar with it. And I think, by the way, in terms of Marauder, just to mention this, one of the big strengths is the fact that it reduces the damage of bullets. So something that's very good against the Marauder is, I think, Sappers, and obviously another Marauder, because you basically quickly run through those reduced bullets.
Yeah, I use Grinder a lot of times against
that,
Marauder. Yeah, because, I mean, if someone's playing Marauder, they're not going to be any rules. So I see a lot of people complaining about Marauder. A lot of people that are complaining stick to the tier 7 and below rule in all scrims, and that's really what's hurting you, is that you're sticking to those weaker weapons against a class, and especially like the prestige weapons are really the main I guess offenders for everyone. You shouldn't be using, a prestige weapon should outclass a lower class weapon. So keep that in mind when you're going against a Marauder player. So, yeah. Something also new that kind of came up today was the Battle Vault. And what the Battle Vault is, for those of you who don't know, is just basically another way to earn credits. It's not really. It didn't really, like, there wasn't really any removal of a credit system for MC5. Like, I had someone message me about this right before I started the podcast, telling me like, hey, they're taking away our credits. So essentially, you perform actions, and you can you earn credits through this vault. Now, I'm looking at it. 500 credits for $5 is a lot cheaper, but you don't have to use this if you don't want to. You can still earn credits throughout the game after gameplay. So don't fret, guys, because I know a lot of you are. I just thought I'd touch up on that, just so you guys kind of know what it is. Yeah, it's still possible to watch ads like the ad that just popped up to earn credits.
Yeah, the whole point of this is just to basically give you a better offer on which you also sort of earned it a bit. So it's just an additional way to get some good value on credits. No Girl Gamer broadcast. I don't know, maybe Soldier Girl, maybe you will join us. Sometimes she's around, so who knows?
Yeah, I thought about talking to her and asking her if she'd be interested in being in one of these streams. I'll message her. We're friends on Discord, so no problem. I'll change the password for something easier.
Let's maybe not put a password, and just
Sure.
To get everybody, I'm just gonna type that join Dulzi's.
I'll turn off fast spawn. I'll just be like a typical match. So join the match, guys. I will be spectating. I'm not going to be playing this round.
Yeah,
as a lot of you guys want me to play.
Showing us how you do this.
Yeah, I'll let you guys play. I don't think there are any rules in this one, so use what you like. Also invite all.
Tiger, hi there.
Tiger. Blade. Let's see if anyone else wants to join. All right.
So General, the guy that we had in the video as well before.
Does the vault cap get higher once you start? How does the vault cap work?
That's a good question, and I have to admit that I don't have the answer right now. I wasn't actually sure. I know that we've been testing both the class rental and this for quite some time. I wasn't sure that it's going to be live right now, so I'm a bit unprepared on this regard.
Yeah.
But guys, stay tuned. I'll post something about it tomorrow on Facebook, and so you can learn all the details about it.
Oh, I see.
Athena wants to join us on Android. I think maybe if I'll if I can join for the second part again, or who knows, maybe with someone else as well. We can also do another platform. We'll see.
Sure.
Well, I mean, sky is the limit. Because I see some players, including Athena, requesting us to play there as well. But
Okay.
We're almost full, so I think we can go, or there's actually one more?
I was waiting for someone to join,
Listen.
but I can start. Let's do it. Oh, too late.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, he joined.
I know.
Didn't he?
I said it's too late.
Okay.
Let's see.
So let's see, who's your favorite?
Honestly, I'm partial to General just because he was actually one of the guys who in the earlier video that helped me out.
Yeah.
So, and he's a very good sniper. So I'm always rooting for him. So yeah, he's utilizing that initial spawn that I talked about. Another thing I didn't cover was here next to the crate. He's rushed going towards the back end, using that fast fire rate of Dreadeye, and picking off enemies as they run towards him.
Yeah, and
against
he was
Marauder too.
Really, yeah, and he was really successful there. So that also allowed him to get those guys from the back.
He doesn't need to be using Dreadeye. This is too easy for him. I already know him as a player. Oh, finally got taken down. But let's check out who's doing great. Yeah, he's carrying.
Well, it's funny. I guess I don't know. Some of the guys on stream are trying to send a message about the Marauder, but at the moment the Marauder team. So there's one team with 3 Marauders and 2 assaults. Am I saying right or no? This is Recon. They're both dead, so I can't I can't tell.
So the opposing team's pulling out Marauder more, but the winning team is the red team, and
General's team, and they have 0 Marauders.
Yeah, so. They have 0 Marauder players, and he's completely, destroying them with a Dreadeye, which takes I think 3 hits to kill 2-3 hits to kill a Marauder. So it's possible, folks. No need to get mad.
Or think it's the only way.
He's utilizing those corners and very well. If you look at the way he's shooting, he's trying to take cover, making sure that
So we also have a heavy. I'm kind of curious because he's using the LSN.
But he hasn't had a single.
I really like this weapon. When people know how to use it, it's really, really powerful. You can take like 3 people at the same time, and like one of in the main building. Curious to see if that will happen.
He hasn't gotten a kill yet. But I mean,
it's interesting. For example, like what we were talking before, he's taking the upper route a lot, but that's not really favorable for heavy. I think it's more the back route or the inside of the building where the enemies will naturally clump up if they're trying to get to him. So that widespread is gonna help.
Something else I noticed is he had a bunch of enemies around him. I would have pulled out my secondary weapon if I were him. At least put some damage on them. If you're gonna run straight into, because heavy can take a lot of heavy firepower, but if you're gonna run straight into your enemies like that, you want to definitely weaken them, at least for your teammates. So yeah, no kills. That's a shame. Who's carrying?
Let's see.
Still no Marauder, by the way. Might I add? Still no Marauder on their side. The guy doing the best is using a grinder with a silencer.
Yeah.
Is it grinder?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
GG, guys.
GG.
And maybe not the most balanced match in terms of player skill, but since I think, by the way, guys, what do you think about this? I just figured out now. I think one thing that's missing from custom games, but not when you're doing this competitively, is having a reshuffle button. Since so basically the host, but that would only be accessible to the host, and that you could shuffle around players just to mix a bit the talent, so to speak.
Oh, absolutely. I noticed that whenever I create custom streams that we stay in, it's going to be the same teams. And I think that's a good idea. I think that would work. I guess shall we create a match? I don't know what rules. Any rules? Same thing. I mean, that showed that Marauder isn't necessarily. I mean, it isn't needed to win. But then again, the teams were unbalanced.
Yeah, but they use none of them. I mean, if that's why I think these podcasts are cool, because we are, or at least I'm learning, and I think quite a lot of people are also learning some ways to really approach the game. I mean, if you just think, okay, I'm just picking the fastest shooting weapon and pointing it at the enemy, and that's just gonna get me. It's that's not gonna get you past I don't know, probably Gold League or something like that. You need to have a bit of strategy for sure, and to play what the comfortable play style that you have. So like the guy with the heavy before should be more thinking like where can I find these short range engagements, maybe also protect some of my longer range teammates. For the sniper as well, we've seen some excellent work from General on some places to shoot and how to move. So I think it's the most important part is definitely your synergy with the class and how you best utilize it. Think of the skill. Always read the skills guides, look at the ranges, and think what's the best approach.
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of players who never use Touch Marauder and are very successful in ranked matches and SB and all sorts of matches. So it's not needed to use it. For example, we talked about General. We keep talking about him, and I'm gonna stop talking about him after this because we're giving him too much glory right now. He never uses Marauder. I've never ever seen the guy use it. Yet he does very well. Yeah. I'm trying to see.
Darren also a very good player. Come on, guys, don't team up in one.
Yeah, come on, man. Hey, I'm gonna. Yeah, they're both in the same match. It's not going to be fair. There we go. So, I'm reading comments about the ranking system. I played on a new account, and I started over at bronze. I was able to get to diamond in 2 days. 2 days.
3 days. Wow.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Like there's a lot of hate regarding the rank system. I mean, it's if you're good enough, it's easy to rank up. Like I think I was at a. I mean, it really wasn't hard. You get a lot of points at those lower. I'll start it.
What did you do it with? What class did you go for?
I used I utilized a recon in the beginning stages, and I talked about this on my very first podcast. Recon's great when starting out because a saber is a good weapon in terms of tier 1s and what you can access really fast. And then when I got a hold of the KOG, I did well with the KOG and sniper. Of course, as soon as I got a hold of a BSW, it's
game over.
It's game over. Even the IMP actually, which is another favorite of mine. A specs. He's using a silencer with a with the grinder, which I don't see a lot these days. Which it's nice. I see a lot of snipers now. Not many Marauder players. which is always
Well,
nice.
actually, none. Yeah.
Yeah. 0. Everyone's using. I see a lot of players using the ESO rule type stuff, and can
So let's see who are the top players for the moment.
We have I don't know who that is. Chene I'm not sure who that is.
I'm not fully sure who that is either, and but he's in a content creator program, so I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, but we'll figure out.
It looks like he
just because you have the option to change your name all the time.
Yeah,
it's a bit confusing, I think.
Yeah, I see that with a lot of players. He's using the Whisper, which is curious to me. I don't see the use of the Whisper too much. I guess in terms of recon, it would be the best because you can actually aim down sights, and with this one, reload speed's not bad either. But I'm a big fan of the in terms of recon. I've always been a big fan of the boss because of the mobility. Mobility is.
But that I mean, not making any advertisement or something, but that skin is pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I like the white and orange. I'm looking at it too. That's why we're spectating him so long. In 3, I think he's doing the best right now. Grinder. Oh, that's a good skin on the Grinder too. Huh. Maybe that's something that putting the regular camos on the prestige weapons.
Well, I think it's. I've heard this suggestion before regarding then like using gold skins on prestigious weapons as well. But the whole point is that we wanted them to have a really unique look, and so we first gave you the opportunity to like fully customize the cars, and now we're just making these ones that are specifically for certain weapons, so that they sort of stand out.
Yeah. I'm looking at this match. Someone left, but this match is very neck and neck.
Yeah, definitely. And it's
extremely neck and neck.
Thanks for a good viewer experience.
I know, right? Teams are mostly balanced. I'd like to say.
Yeah.
Even though it's uneven. No scoping with Dreadeye. That's rare that I see people do that well.
Who, General? Because sorry, I was watching others on mine.
I'm watching him no scope with the Dreadeye. It's hard to do. It's harder to do than any other sniper. Who's carrying?
Really?
We still have the same people carrying. N3 is really picking up all the slack on his team. 15 and 5. Grinder and grenades. I mean, concussion grenades are really good, and the grinder is a powerful weapon. Now we have a recon with a grinder in their hand, so it's even. Yeah. Using Oni, which the
Oni helmet. I was just didn't. Yeah, now I got it. Yeah,
absolutely. Using Oni on recon and picking up prestige weapons is really useful. It makes a recon player become extremely powerful really quickly. It used to be more popular than it is now, but it's still a very viable strategy, especially when you're picking up a grinder and stuff.
Yeah, well, because I mean because I noticed a few comments also I think mentioning Basque, and it's the recon weapons, they are balanced around the fact that you do have the increased damage from behind, that and you do get behind because you're not seen and so on, or you're depending on the mode, you're either seen as a friendly or not seen at all, and definitely picking a higher caliber weapon, so as you were saying, assault, and I think even heavy. I think it's pretty strong. It's basically like having half berserker all the time if you can shoot them. So
yeah,
I think that's what makes it tight victory, guys. Yeah. GG.
That really
and,
was.
Awesome color scheme. Gerald making it to the end screen.
Look at that.
Again, so good job.
And carrying 10A carrying with the Whisper. I didn't think that it was that good, but I'm really picking up the kills because they were losing at some point. So that's admirable.
Yeah. Cool stuff, guys. So again, guys, I noticed a few of you were saying this is something I don't fully understand, but it's you guys are asking for new maps, but like literally before I was asking like what do you like most about Streets map and that you like to see in a future map, or something that you don't like and wouldn't like to see in a future map, and you guys don't answer. So I am telling the devs that you want more maps, but you're gonna get maps that we think are cool if you don't help us with what you think is cool. So
yeah, and that's really what these podcasts really help. Really help is that I'm an actual player. I play this game, almost every day. So I can give him feedback if I see anything in the match. Yeah, I mean, you guys can give him feedback that genuine feedback, not the same content we always see in every single time I look at a live stream, people are talking about the same things. So this is a chance for you guys to talk about maps or things you'd like to see in future maps. So I would take this chance for whenever the community manager is watching the contents, the stream closely, and talk about what you'd like to see.
Some people asking about sorry, just to answer that, well, where can they get the new content that's no longer available after the event? I'm quite sure that I can't fully confirm it, but let's say 60% confirmed that it's going to be available again in a near future. I think as part of a similar event or similar events in the future. The only thing that you're going to have to wait quite a long time, is in a year, is specifically Mr. Peachy and some of the Easter themed content, so the masks and so on. So if you didn't get any of those, make sure you check out the giveaway on Facebook. Just to mention it.
So, moving forward, guys, I am going to try to, in my podcast, whenever I do have matches, I am going to try to incorporate other platforms. I think I could probably incorporate Android. I know I can incorporate PC. I don't know how big the viewers are on the Nintendo Switch, but I do have it for the Nintendo Switch as well, MC5. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, for the Switch, I think if we really want to do like a special episode on that, I think we should just stick with the Switch, because there are significant differences between the versions. So
yeah, there are
a lot of, within an episode, I think some people might get a bit confused.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I've noticed the mechanics are a little different. I know in-app purchases are weird on the Switch. I don't think they can do it.
By the way, I was curious. Well, this is just kind of us conversating, but you mentioned before that you've trained yourself to use the gyroscope to look around. I was wondering if you do the same on Switch.
You know what? That's one of the reasons why I was excited to pick up the Switch. However, the sensitivity isn't high enough for me. No, it's not high enough for me. Remember, I told you I use really high sensitivity, and I was hoping to use that. I actually haven't touched my Switch in a really long time. It's kind of hard to go to. I started a brand new account for MC5 whenever you've been playing on the same one for as long as I have, I guess unlocking new content. But I think I'll check it out. Also, multiplayer in terms of the Switch. I know I'm not going to try to talk too much about the Switch, but multiplayer tends to be you have to pay for it to have access to online multiplayer with the Nintendo. So that's why I haven't really explored it as much as I could. We got Devin here. Is that the real Devin? Maybe. We'll see. I don't see a camera. Well, yeah, you don't see the camera until later. I don't know.
Yeah. We have another spectator as well.
Let's see if anyone else wants to join. One more, guys. One more, and we'll start. But yeah, guys. Future streams, I will look to including other platforms, so that more you guys can participate. Yeah. All right. I think this might be our last match.
Yeah, for sure.
Today. It's getting a little late, so. See the IMP Marauder.
Yes. So your last chance at internet glory, guys. Give it your best.
We have General and we have Devin on the same team. So we have two very good snipers on the same team. Fantastic. He's trying to see. I see Devin utilizing the no scope.
Ready is also There's actually. Remember last time? I mean, the first game we had now that was like 4 Marauders and what was it? Heavy or something or an assault. And now it's on this team. It's 4 snipers and 2 assaults.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. I mean, if they're gonna make it. Blue team, I mean. Or what? What do you mean?
They're carrying right now. I mean, they're doing well. They have a little bit more of an advantage. The Marauder team's not doing so hot. Let's see.
Yeah, and they're even using the Hans and Gret with just as you mentioned the silencer.
Yeah, they're actually doing.
And we even have a tier 1 guy. I'm gonna watch this guy. Just curious to see if he dies. It's number 6. Well, I would like to pronounce his name, but unfortunately I can't. So
yeah.
No, he got owned.
Oh, he has a PR. It's curious that he utilizes the compact when he has a better weapon. But this goes to show that.
Yeah, I was wondering, what do you think about this weapon in general? I know it's been, I mean, for new, when you see it, that just tried it on a new account. Did you use it for a while, or did you quickly just switch to the UFIA or something?
I would go for the red or KOG. I haven't used the PR39 in a long time. I remember I got it when it first came out, and I got there at the time when there were pro weapons. I got the pro version of it. I remember that particular night. I stayed up the entire night to make sure I got it, and I did. It used to be really I think it's too powerful actually when it first came out, but
I think people don't realize that it actually still is. What's still a bit of a downside, your character feels a bit slow, but other than that, I think it's damage-wise, it's pretty competitive with the prestige weapons. It has no special, I mean, there's no subtlety or quirk to it, but it's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage, but if you don't kill an enemy and you have to reload, you were dead.
Yeah, it has quite a lot of bullets as well. I mean, it's not the support level bullets, but I mean amount of bullets, but it's I mean, it's not you're not gonna run out like you do with Marauders, for example.
I noticed that the person I'm spectating doesn't even have the quick reload core, which is really important using Marauder. Without that core, Marauder really wouldn't be as it is.
Well, 2 more kills. 1 more. Okay, the red team. Okay, the Marauders are coming back. Okay, guys, Marauder team wins. Nerf Marauder.
There we go. This decided it.
But it was really tight. It was a good match, guys. It was really nice to watch. I don't fully know what you were showing, Dulzi, because I was just flipping through my players on my tablet. So
yeah.
But I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. So guys, this was today's streets. good sessions, some good training. Thanks for the comments. And I can see you guys are really responsive to having games, and we can think about how I mean, we can talk more about this, Dulzi, after. The idea for a podcast is more to invite you to chat, so to tell you some new info, give you some opinions, make a few jokes, talk about certain aspects of the game. So it's a lot more about feedback rather than gameplay. Gameplay is there to serve as usually as an example or a proof of concept, so to speak. So we can try to make it more hybrid in the future, but I think we're going to do this from next week. We're also going to have a topic, and it's going to be there, and you guys should give us your input there on what you would like to see in that podcast regarding that topic, so that maybe it's harder for you guys to find your words right on stream, or you're a bit shy or so on. But we're really interested in what you have to say.
Yeah, and I'm also very reachable on Discord. So if you ever have any questions or suggestions, feel free to message me on Discord. You can message me privately. You can post on my server, and I'm very responsive. But if people will send me some questions or suggestions, I'll definitely take note of them and respond to them if I think it's appropriate to the topic in these podcasts. So yeah. Well, Radu, I want to thank you for joining me in this podcast. It was a really great experience. And
thank you for having me.
And again, thank you for making this all possible, because it would not be possible without you. Yeah.
I can say the same thing, man. So you're amazing. And just so you know, I don't know if you noticed, I think it was both Boss. So we were talking about maybe inviting Soldier Girl, and also Boss said that he could be interested, or that's what I understood from the chat. So we could talk about that later.
Yeah, reach out to me. I'm definitely interested. If anyone in the watching is interested in being a part of the podcast, I don't have to have someone who's well known either. Like, if you want to chat, we can chat. So until next time, guys. Again, thank you for coming, and see you next week.